The idea, insight, or sales secret you need for massive impact is just moments away. It's time to get more clients. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. The mission of this show is to share Fortune 500 sales secrets to help you open the vault to greater business success. This is a really great episode today because I'm going to be walking you through an exercise. I actually just finished this about a month ago for a client, and I'm using that as an example with their permission. And we're going to walk through this whole exercise. And this is going to give you some real application that you can apply immediately. And that's the power of this show, is that these expert tips and insights that you can apply this week to improve your sales and get more clients. Now, last week, I shared why you miss out on sales when you fail to follow up. Today, I'll be sharing top secrets to understanding your prospects' emotional desires. Your client why is the psychographic key to creating the transformational impact your client ardently desires. There's a spectrum of emotions, values, beliefs, and potentials you must unlock to best serve your clients. By the end of today's show, you will know to utilize a proven formula for each of your client personas to understand their desires, how to associate stories, anecdotes, and metaphors that resonate with your client's feelings, why understanding your client's deepest emotional desires helps you throughout the sales journey, applying the powerful principles learned to your content, messaging, and sales activities delivers a repeatable and scalable solution for you to get more clients. So let's walk through this exercise. There's going to be 4 steps. The purpose of the exercise is to identify the values, beliefs, and potentials of your ideal client. And most clients of my clients, they have more than one ideal client avatar because there are nuances between those avatars. So the first thing is to associate which client avatar you're going to be working on, and then the persona for that client avatar. So as an example, if you sell to potentially a risk management department and an HR department and an operations department, so maybe the VPs of each of those or the directors of those departments in a B2B solution, they have different ideal client avatars because they have different personas, they have different values, beliefs, and potentials. Their client why, what they want, need, or lack, why it matters to them, so they can, are different. So in that example, you'd be creating 3 separate ideal client avatars and 3 personas. Now, the persona really goes deeper into the psychographics of your ideal client. And that's what we're doing today. So this exercise is going to help you identify the values, beliefs, and potentials, the psychographics of that persona. So here's step 1. Now, we've already done the ideal client avatar exercise. We've gone through and done the persona. You can go back and watch those or listen to those episodes. So now we know who that person is. And I was going to set this up for you. But this first step is you're going to answer what they have. And then the second step is what they feel. The third step is what's their average day. And step 4 is what's their status. Now, let's walk through this with a very specific example. So in this example, the ideal client persona, we're going to name him Jack. Jack owns a plumbing company that works with residential homeowners. He's got a fleet of trucks. He's got multiple vans. He serves a greater metropolitan area. He has 10 employees. So he's a well-established business, and he's doing that work that's for the homeowner. Now, in this case, that transformational impact is to help that homeowner, have whatever their plumbing issue resolved, right? And that's a real simple way to go this. But what we're doing now is the client is the owner of the plumbing company. So it's a small business, and he's hands-on. And the purpose for the client was to put a program in front of this this business owner that would resonate with him so that he can improve his business. And so how are we going to go about this? So the first question is what they have. And so in this case of this small business owner, and we had named him Jack, who owns a plumbing company. Well, we've sort of described their business, just done that. But what else do they have? They have employees, right? They've got all kinds of day-to-day activities that they have to do. They have most likely a family, and they've got a family at home. So in this case, for this persona, we're going to say that Jack has a partner, a spouse, and 2 kids. He's got some pets and some extended family as well. In fact, one of his nephews and one of his nieces both work in his business. His kids are currently finishing up high school, and he hopes that they will step into the business that he's been building, because he started with just himself with a single truck, Jack in his van, and now he's got a fleet. So as I'd mentioned, he's got 10. He's got 10 vans. Now they're not all running every day. He's usually got one van that they're doing some a lot of restocking or other things that they're doing. But optimally, he does have all 10 vans out in the field doing work. But that's not how his business model is set up. He has it set so one of those could be resting or being restocked or having maintenance work done on it. Because with 10 vans, when you think about the schedule, that makes sense. So what else does he have? He has these employees. He's got a lot of different headaches. He's got partners. He's got strategic partners. So he's working with potentially with contractors or remodelers, with yard maintenance, people who would be needing plumbing work done for either the homeowner's remodel or for the homeowner's yard remodel or infrastructure that's being done, right? So let's sort of think about what they have. So they've got a whole handful of strategic partners. If he's gone deep into the neighborhood, he's also built up a clientele of referral partners, such as real estate agents, right? He's also gotten involved with the community in different community activities. He may run a float during the parade, right? So what else does he have? He has a community standing. He's present in the community. He participates in different community activities. He's got a social media presence. He's on Yelp, and he has a Google My Business. So he's got a lot of things that are wrapped around that business. So he's also got a lot of day-to-day juggling that he has to do. So you really start to think about what they have. Well, when we look at the values and the beliefs and the potentials, well, he values family. He values a greater sense of family with his employees. He doesn't think of them as just somebody he hired, but somebody who becomes part of his inner bigger family, his extended family. He cares about them and that they have a good working relationship, that they have a great rapport. So he's extended that. He also cares about his clients. He wants to do a good job. He wants the homeowners and his strategic partners and his referral partners that he works with, he wants them to be satisfied. He wants them to recognize that he's an expert at plumbing and he knows what he's doing. So this is a core part of his value, of his own perception of how he serves. And He believes that he makes a difference every day in the community, with his family, in how he serves his clients. He also believes that he's building a legacy with his business, something that he's going to be able to pass on to his children who can enter into the business, and his extended family, as I mentioned, his niece and nephew. So these are core values and beliefs, and he has the potential to expand his business. He's in a large metropolitan area. He could double, triple his fleet and his number of employees. So he has a lot of opportunity, and being able to help more homeowners and really be that top of mind, that go-to plumber that people contact. So we've sort of walked through what he has in this case of Jack, right? The plumber, the business owner. Now, what they feel. So this is where we're going to dive into those emotions. And he feels proud. He's proud of what he's built. And this is an incredible business that he scraped together with getting his first van and going out on his own. He's built these relationships, long-term relationships with his strategic partners and with his referral partners and with his team, you know? So he has that. He also feels a sense of accomplishment of everything that he's achieved. He feels the affection and, that those warm feelings that, really are a form of love with his extended family, of his team, of the people he works with, and of course, with his family, and how important they are to him. Now, he also has some feelings of frustration and feelings of overwhelm. He's running a fleet of 10. He's doing a lot of things. He's wearing a lot of hats. He's constantly being pulled in different directions all day long, with both work, with the employees, with his clients, with the homeowners, with his family. So maybe with community uh, commitments or friends that he wants to just go hang out and go and throw some balls down and hit some pins, right? And so all of these things are in there. So what's he feeling? And, why is he feeling those things? And so that's really diving into that average day. So what is that average day? So that average day is he's working with vendors. So that's another area that he's created strategic relationships with his vendors for the things that he needs to keep his truck stocked to do the job that they need to. They may need different types of plumbing type appliances. He might need to put in a new sink or a new toilet, and he needs to be able to get access to those things to get them to the job. So he's created those relationships, and he's working with vendors, solving supply chain issues where he can't get a part that he needs, and finding another place that he can bring that in, or a delay of a shipment. And then how is that going to impact his job? If he's working with a contractor who's doing a home remodel, that contractor could have gotten behind, and now he's juggling his schedule to readjust so that he can not be there tomorrow, but be there next week. So he's working through that. So there's a certain amount of frustration and stress, right? That's going through that. In fact, even a little latent anger. Now they're grateful for this relationship with that homeowner, with the contractor in this case, but there's still like, geez, now I have to mess with the whole schedule. But that's what his average day looks like. He may have an employee who's called in sick, and he's scrambling to figure out how they're going to get all the trucks to the different job sites. He may have one job that they get to and discover it's a way bigger job than they had anticipated. How is that going to impact his schedule? At the same time, he's paying some vendor invoices. He's got to wear his accounting hat. He's wearing that personnel hat, which we talked about. He's wearing his family hat. He may have a little league game for his daughter he's got to get to. And he wants to be there to cheer her on as she's playing in her little league game. And he may have some other activities that he needs to take care of at the home. He has his own little nuisance repair that he needs to make to his own home sink, under the counter. So he could have all kinds of those things going on. And so that average day, it's busy. It's busy. He's got a lot of different distractions. He's also trying to run his business, make sure that getting those positive reviews and testimonials from the homeowners that they're working with, the contractors, the realtors. He's needing to follow up to build those relationships, check in and see if there's any new business that's coming his way. So he's wearing his sales hat. So he is wearing a lot of different hats, and that's a lot to handle every day. So when you dive into that average day and all those activities, so then we're going to go back and we're going to look at what they have, what they feel, what that average day look like, what's going on. And through these activities and really diving into what that looks like, what are the values, the beliefs, and the potentials? Well, the values are that the pride and the satisfaction, right? That he wants to, and the legacy he's building for this business. So that's a big value of why he wants to continue to grow his business. And he's showing up as his best self every day. The value of helping and serving, that he really enjoys the work that he does. Now, those beliefs, that he's serving these homeowners, the contractors, the realtors that he's working with, that he's making a big difference. That if somebody has a water leak and it's pouring all over and it's getting everything all mucked up, he gets to fix that for that homeowner. I mean, that's a real sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, that he's taken a pain away from them to help them get their life back in order. And so that belief also in how he's serving his community, and he's being a really representative of being a member of the community and being a part of that community. And then the belief of how he's serving his family and how he's helping his family get to a better place, send his kids to college, which he didn't have the opportunity to do, whatever that happens to be. Trade schools themselves are expensive. So everything that he's looking to do, and to build a better life for himself and his family. So we get into these values, beliefs, and those potentials of sending his kids to college, to buying a bigger house, to buying another new truck to replace an aging fleet. Going through that is what you need to do with those average days. And then what are those feels? What are the feelings? What are the emotions that come up? And this is going to be a spectrum. It's not just the good emotions. There's also some bad emotions there, right? The frustration, the overwhelm. And and the thing is, you don't have to look at them as being bad or negative, as long as they can be balanced and someone knows how to work through that and to juggle all the different things that they're juggling all day. So as we're going through and we're looking at this and we're putting this all together, this really gets to what is their status? I mean, what's going on with them right now? So, and when I mean what's their status, is that are they stretched so thin that their status is that it's what they're really looking for is a solution on how to better manage what's happening so that they're not feeling that overwhelm and so much distraction and stress? Or is their status that they've got this, they've got some good systems in place, they've got some good people doing some help with the office work, they've actually put people in place who are doing the accounting, so Jack isn't having to call the vendors, right? So somebody else is taking care of not only the accounts payable and the vendor relations, but the payroll and some of the things that are going on with some of his personnel. He's got somebody who's working in scheduling full time because he's got a fleet of 10 cars. So he's not in that place where, like, that he would be overwhelmed. He's actually overwhelmed with more of growing his business and looking at opportunities. So as you go in, what is that status, that where they're at, where are they at, and where do they want to be, and how are they going to get there? And what's the transformation that they're looking for? So that's really what you create. What you provide to your clients is the transformational impact. So if you're looking at Jack in the sense of being overwhelmed with all the different hats that he's wearing, what you're looking for is to create a transformational impact so that he has some better systems and processes in his business, maybe some people in set positions. They may also be wearing multiple hats, but where he can then sort of transform his activities to growing his business rather than just keeping up with the day to day. He needs to get some better systems and processes in place so that he can relieve that overwhelm, that transformation of going from constantly being on the hamster wheel and running to being able to really refocus his attention on growing his business and what are the additional activities that he needs to be pursuing to get to that next level. Strategic relationships, following up with previous homeowners, getting those Yelp reviews, those 5-star reviews on Google My Business, on Facebook, all of those activities that are going to help grow his business, touching base with all of those relationships for that next big opportunity, to keep working and keep that work flowing in and the opportunity to hire more people and bring more vans on. Or is he already in that place and he's trying to figure out, how do I do that? What do I need to add? What are the opportunities that I need to be pursuing? What's going to make the most sense for my business? So that's what I mean by what's their status. Now, when you get to this point, now you really understand your product or service, how it serves them with that transformational impact. And if you sell systems and processes for small business owners, like Jack, who runs a plumbing company, then that's where you're going to focus your attention on, because that's who you're looking for. That's your ideal client. That's the transformational impact that you're creating. On the other hand, your business or service, you're providing some great tools or training on growing those strategic partnerships, those referrals, getting those referrals seeded by all of their team members, the training they need so that you're getting the reviews and the testimonials to really feed your business. So where is that? What's that transformational impact? How it matches up to your business? And now what do you have? You've got all the information you need to really create the content that you used for the outreach, the messaging that you have, the emotional hook, the stories that are going to make sense to them, the metaphors that are going to jive, because you need to understand where your client is at. So this is the beauty of this exercise, to identify the values, beliefs, and potentials of your ideal client avatar, a specific persona, and going through the transformational impact so that now you are better able to connect, to attract, connect, and convert through the sales journey with this client. And you use this in the different activities that I've talked about before, creating those top 10 questions that you're going to answer for your client, the top 10 objections that you're going to answer. If you don't understand your ideal client and their emotions and their values, their beliefs, the potentials, where they're at, and the transformational impact that they want and need, there's going to be a disconnect, right? Because you'll be selling what you have, not what they want, need, or lack. What matters to them so they can. So you're going to utilize this exercise to ensure that your lead magnets, your messaging, your client outreach, and your follow activities align with your client values, beliefs, and potentials. It is the strategic equivalent to a magic king. I really can't even say that. It's the strategic equivalent to the magic king. Oh my gosh, to the key to your sales kingdom. My goodness gracious, I hope we edit that in post. So I hope you really got a lot out of this. I would love to hear what's your biggest takeaway from this episode and this very precise example of walking you through how to do this exercise. I would love to hear about it. It's important to support the things you love. And if you loved this episode, a 5-star review really helps keep the podcast coming to you regularly. Also, if you want to get more sales strategies to grow your business, make sure you subscribe right now. And today I explored top secrets to understanding your prospects' emotional desires. The key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. If you want to get results even faster, I invite you to download my sales strategy checklist at petitetoqueen.com/checklist. Next week on Get More Clients, I'll be discussing my favorite 5 resources for you to make more time and more money and get more clients. This has been Lynn Whitbeck, host of Get More Clients, and I will see you next time.